Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Hello everybody and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week at this time, we'll take a look at our local college sports programs. We begin this week with the honor roll of local college athletes, brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank, we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. At number 3, Brant Krause of Fairport and the U of R track team won 2 titles at the New York State Collegiate Track Conference Championships. The senior co-captain took first in the 400-meter and was part of the winning relay team in the 4x400. At number 2, it's Janelle Robinson of the MCC women's basketball team. She scored 20 points with 11 rebounds to help MCC beat Erie Community College 78-46. Robinson in her first year is averaging a double-double on the year for the 23-3 Tribunes. And topping the list, it's Corey Okada for the RIT women's basketball team. She was named Most Outstanding Player of the Liberty League Tournament, leading RIT to its first league title of any kind in 30 years. Okada scored 21 points with 8 assists in the finals over Clarkson. Well, it's time now for our local college Spotlight Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Ralph Honda. This week's Athlete of the Week brought to you by Ralph Honda, where they've been doing it right for 3 generations. Visit their new showroom or find your next car online at ralphhonda.com. The St. John Fisher Cardinals basketball team went 15-1 to finish the year after a 5-4 start. Senior Keegan Ryan played a big part in the rebound, which should come as no surprise. Keegan Ryan has never seen a rebound he didn't like. For the last 4 years, he has been a steady presence at both ends of the floor, giving the Cardinals an advantage that not too many teams have an answer for. Earlier this month, he took over the top spot on the all-time rebounding list at the school, a mark he realizes comes as a direct result of the success the team has had during his time here.
It means a lot, but I think it comes with, that comes with winning 20 games a year and being part of really good teams. And so I think if the winning happens, then the accolades will come.
His coach knew from day one that the potential was there to have a career that would rank among the best in the school's history. Turns out he was right.
He's going to end up scoring, 1,800 points. He's going to go down in history as one of the best players. And what I was trying to convince him is that your legacy, they'll remember those points, but they'll remember NCAA tournament wins. They'll remember conference championships. Those are the things that you'll be remembered. And if you can do both, now you're really a great player. The Sean O'Briens, the guys that we've had that have gone deep into the tournament.
I mean, Coach Sullivan has been around my 4 years here, and he's talked about me maybe breaking it, kind of messed with me a little bit about that. But so obviously it felt great to break that and kind of, rub it in his face a little bit, But it's, been awesome. And I guess, there's a ton of great players to come through here, and just to be mentioned among them is awesome.
Coach Sullivan is assistant coach Chris Sullivan, who now stands second on the rebounding list for the Cardinals. After working with Keegan the past 4 years, he says there is one obvious reason why he's so good at what he does.
He's got a great frame, he's got a great build, and he just knows how to use his body really, really well. I remember when he was a freshman, having a lot of conversations with him about placement and where to be on the floor defensively, but most importantly, when the shot goes up, know who your opponents are, first and foremost. Know who your teammates are. And that's, I think, why he's such a great offensive rebounder, is because he positions himself so well, and he just locks those, those big hips and those strong legs, and you can't move them. So if the ball comes off in a certain spot, maybe 5-6 feet around him, he's probably going to go up and get it and get some putbacks.
But people don't realize how skilled he really is. He's got great hands. He can handle the ball. He went to a pretty small school, so he had to handle it. It wasn't like he's just going to play the 5. So I remember watching him in high school, watching him getting the ball at 40 feet and crossing people over. And he doesn't have to do a lot of that stuff, but he can. So his skill level for somebody that big is really not, you don't see those guys at our level. You see them at higher levels, Division II and Division I.
You might not need a lot of talent to be a good rebounder, but it can help. And being able to say you hold an all-time mark for a program like Fisher is proof that Keegan has used his talent and everything else in his arsenal.
You don't have to be talented to be a good rebounder. You know, you just got to have the heart, and you got to have the will, and you got to have the effort. That mindset when you go into every basketball game is, I'm going to get every rebound I possibly can when I'm on the floor. And if you can do that, and that spills over to just one or two of your teammates, that's when you become a great team, because you control the boards. Offensively, you get extra chances. You control the boards defensively, you only give that other team one chance. And really, that's what basketball comes down to, is possessions and who's going to get more opportunities to score.
For Keegan, all the skills and all the size aren't nearly as important as your approach.
I think just the attitude to go and get it. You know, there's a lot you can do to box out, and you know, the ball's going to come off the opposite way 70% of the time, and kind of position yourself that way. But at the end of the day, kind of just go and get it.
When we return, J.C. DeLass welcomes Roberts Wesleyan basketball head coach Rob McCoy into the Coach's Corner. And later on, we have our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave. We've got that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each week, J.C. DeLass from WYSL Radio is going to help us get to know an area coach a little better with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is J.C. DeLass with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and our guest this week is Rob McCoy. He's the head men's basketball coach at Roberts Wesleyan College. Coach, you've spent a large part of your life here at Roberts Wesleyan College, first as a student athlete, and now as a coach. What is it about this place that's so special for you?
Well, I remember back in '76 when I was thinking about where to go to school. I had a youth pastor that brought myself and a couple of friends from the Buffalo area, and we came down. We really liked the fact that people here were just caring, more so about you as an individual, wanting to help you to grow to become the man that God would have you to be. And that just struck me in a positive way, and I thought this would be a good place for me to build at least go to school. I wasn't sure that I'd be coming back and spending 15 years coaching here, but it was a good move for me, and I'm glad I made the move.
You're working on transitioning now. You're up to a Division II status in basketball. I know that's been very challenging, but I also know you're very excited about the future here, too.
Well, it's been some, we've stubbed our toe a little bit along the way with competing in certain sports. We're learning as we go. We're making some adjustments. I think the future is very bright. I think there's opportunities to grow. I think with the quality students that we bring in here, both character-wise, academic-wise, and then as we continue to build and find that higher level of talent as far as the athletic field, it's just got a lot of possibilities for the future.
You talk about bringing kids in here. Is there a certain type of student athlete that you're looking for when you're out recruiting?
Well, I think you're looking for kids with high character. You know, it's not just about basketball. It's not just about track. It's not just about volleyball. The kids that come here have to understand that it's a bigger picture. You know, they're becoming part of the student body here. We want them to contribute to us as much as hopefully we're going to be able to mentor and contribute to them. And so we're looking for those high character kids that come in that are well balanced in life, that have an outlook where they're going to make a difference in the world, they're going to serve, they're going to impact others that they come in contact with, and hopefully our basic foundation is to give them opportunities to grow closer to God through all their experiences here at Roberts.
Coach, I know you're very proud of what your kids achieve, not only on the basketball floor, but in the classroom, and also after they leave Roberts Wesleyan College. You have some great success stories that I know you're very proud of.
Yeah, we've had just some wonderful kids come through that are out in the world, whether it's in the criminal justice field, whether they've gone on into the nursing field, whether they've gone on to education, business. We've had some great stories. We've had 9 players that have gone on and played overseas with basketball. So again, it's that balance. It's finding people that are looking to grow, to better themselves, and then to go back and make an impact for others. Coach, what's the best part about coaching here at Roberts Wesleyan College for you? I think the best part is the relationships that you build with your players. I think, you look, even this year, it's been a rough year for us, as you know, but you're developing relationships. You don't know sometimes the impact you have until later on. But those connections, I've got 2 guys that are assistant coaching with me right now that were former players. They're just tremendous young men, and they just are guys that I count on wholeheartedly. And it's not just them, it's guys that have gone out. We've got an alumni game coming up next Saturday, and the guys that are coming back. So it's just those relationships you build, the connections you make, watching the kids that you coach. Now they're turning around, they're having kids, they're starting families, they're making a difference in the business world, wherever they may be. And that's the thing that excites me the most. Thanks for joining us, Rob. Thanks, JC.
And thank you for watching this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner.
Up next is our scholar athlete, and later on, Brockport basketball excels thanks in part to a Long Island high school. We'll explain that and have more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College of Brockport. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. It's time now for our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Come see Dave.com. Honored as our Scholar Athlete this week is Nazareth senior Justin LaCourte. In his final season with the Golden Flyers, LaCourte was named team captain for his leadership on the ice. He was named to the ECAC West All-Academic Team for having a GPA above 3.0 and is majoring in business and marketing. For his hard work in the classroom and on the ice, this week Justin LaCourte is our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Now let's take a look at our college calendar. Here's our local college calendar for the week ahead. Today there's a couple of tennis matchups to watch. The RIT men's team takes on Union College at 2 at the Mendon Tennis Center. At 4 p.m. the Roberts Wesleyan men's team is in action versus Post University. Lacrosse on Wednesday, the Nazareth women's team plays Brockport at 4 p.m. Also at 4, the U of R women's team hosts Geneseo in a good matchup. At 7 on Wednesday, the Nazareth men's volleyball team is at home for the only time this month, playing Elmira College. Friday and Saturday, the NCAA Indoor Track Championships take place in Naperville, Illinois. Saturday has a couple more lacrosse games. First, it's the Brockport women playing Ithaca at noon. The Geneseo men host Scranton at 1 p.m. at College Stadium. And now here's how some Section 5 alums are doing at colleges outside of Rochester. It's a segment we call Postcards from College. Thomas Bryan played hero for Indiana, scoring with a dunk and the and one in the final seconds to beat Northwestern 63-62, part of an 11-point effort for the sophomore. Scott Laseroff of Brighton helped Auburn to a third-place finish at the SEC Championships, by coming in second place in the 2-meter dive. Dana Watts from Rush Henrietta is finishing her sophomore season at AIC on fire, scoring 32 versus Pace, 27 versus St. Rose, and 23 versus Adelphi. Watts is averaging almost 23 points a game for the 19-9 Yellow Jackets. NHFL grad Carrie Stankaitis beat her own personal time in the 100 freestyle at the 2017 Ivy League Championships. And Carrie's time of 50.14 seconds is the second best all time at Cornell. Those are our postcards from college. Well, coming up next, it's our honor roll of teams, and later on we catch up with the Brockport men's basketball team. We've got that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Here is our honor roll of local college teams. We start at number 3. The Roberts Wesleyan women's indoor track and field team won the ECC title for the 3rd straight year, led by standout Chelsea Hayward, who won 3 events for the Redhawks. At number 2, Geneseo track and field. Both the men's and women's team won indoor SUNYAC titles. For the women, it was their 8th indoor championship. And topping the list, Fisher men's basketball. They defeated Stevens 80-60 to capture the Empire 8 title, their 8th championship since 2008. Junior Tyler English scored 21 points for the Cardinals, who head to the NCAA's riding a 10-game win streak. And now it's time for our Spotlight Team of the Week. It's about 6 hours from Lawrence High School on Long Island to SUNY Brockport, and yet a trio of players have found their way to becoming Golden Eagles. Here's Spencer German with the story.
Embarking on a 377-mile journey from Lawrence High School on Long Island to SUNY Brockport here in Rochester rarely crossed the minds of Clifton Lyerly and Hamid Shamsuddin back in their high school days. Yet 4 years later, the lifelong friends and former high school teammates are the leaders of the Golden Eagles men's basketball team, and it was Clifton's decision to attend Brockport that set it all in motion.
Derek Klein, he went here. He was a senior, my senior year in high school, so talking to him and just connecting with him a lot. Him and my brother played in high school, so I had a big connection with him, and him coming here just made it that much easier for me to just say I'm gonna come here.
Clifton's commitment in 2013 opened the door for Hamid's 1 year later, as well as Dwayne Daniels, another Lawrence High School graduate who due to illness was unavailable for this feature.
I would have never thought that all 3 of us would be here playing the same school, but he was texting my phone. Well, he was a freshman, I was a senior, and I didn't know where to go, so I was like, I'm just going to trust Cliff and just come to Brockport.
Well, we had a player for us for 4 years, Derek Klein, who's also from Lawrence, New York, and Derek played with Clifton's brother in high school and also worked these guys out in the summertime. And, when Derek was a senior, he kept telling us about a kid, Clifton Lyerly. So we got down there, we talked to Cliff. Cliff came up. Year after that, Hamid followed, and Dwayne Daniel was the third one. All 3 high school teammates and friends from probably the time they were 5 years old.
The duo of Clifton, who averages a team best 15.7 points per game, and Hamid, just a tick behind at 15.6 points per game, have the Golden Eagles primed for a SUNYAC championship run, and their chemistry is a major reason why they'll enter the conference tournament as a 2 seed at 19-6 on the season.
I think it makes it that much easier when we all on the court together because we've been playing together for years now, so it just makes it a lot more easier. I know what Ham's going to do, he knows what I'm going to do, so it's just perfect timing with everything.
He knows where I am on the floor, I know where I'm on the floor all the time. Where he's cutting, passing to him. I'm always, when he drives, I know where to go. If I call his name, I know he's going to pass it every time.
For head coach Greg Dunn, that chemistry between the pair has made his job easier, as he's kept their diverse playing styles together to form a dominant, winning combination.
Obviously, they're from the same place, but they're all different game-wise. Cliff's a long, lanky guard that can kind of go inside and out. He's definitely more of a slasher than a shooter, although he can knock down the three. He can guard big, he can guard small. Hammett is a jet who can just fly by people, but shoots the three very, very well as two, and does a lot of good things for us there.
The relationship between Clifton and Hamed goes back to their days in high school and has culminated in a lot of winning here at Brockport. But each has a unique competitive nature that pushes the other on and off the floor.
Always. I tell him every day that I could leave him on zip if we play one-on-one. So we always do that. It's just funny jokes, though, but yeah, always.
I don't know why he keeps saying he's going to leave me on zip. I don't know what got that in his head. It'll be a good game. I'll probably win, actually. No zips.
As good as that one-on-one matchup may be, we'll have to wait until after the season. Right now, the focus is solely on winning a SUNYAC title.
For me and him, it's big because in high school, we had 3 opportunities to win a championship in high school and never got the opportunity to finish it out. And it's my last year here, so we got to go out big. Got to go out with a bang.
Unfortunately, the Golden Eagles were upset by Oneonta, 85-72 in the SUNYAC semifinals, ending their season 2 wins shy of their ultimate goal. Regardless, the unbreakable bond that's been formed between Clifton, Hammett, and even Dwayne dating back to their days at Lawrence is far more valuable than any championship. From SUNY Brockport for the College Sports Beat, I'm Spencer German.
Well, thanks everyone for watching, and a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible. We'll see you back here next week.